TCP and the CELAC Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Welcome.
Quisiera reconocer a la presidencia de Cuba, de Nicaragua, Bolivia, mis colegas los primeros ministros, queridos amigos, encuentro muy contento de estar aquí esta noche.
I'm really happy to be here to give homage to the founders of the ALBA, President Hugo Chavez, President Fidel Castro. It's the two gentlemen who have been pioneers of the development in this world. It is through his vision that ALBA was created, also Puerto Caribe was created, and were the main proposals of CELAC. We can see this institution as a reality and being possible to help all the citizens, not only in our hemisphere, but in the global term. So I want to honor to those two titans of the political leadership in this world. I consider myself to be fortunate as a young person to be set among these two distinguished people and to assist the advancement of the progress of the structures of ALBA and to extend it towards the English speaker, because a bridge is created upon the countries, and I can stack this to the rest of the world without any contradiction. In our time in history, never Latin America and the Caribbean became so close and had so much solidarity as we have now. We are making a tribute and a homage to Fidel Castro and Hugo Chavez in these 20 years of ALBA. A lot of you say that ALBA wouldn't last 2 years, but here we are, 20 years of solidarity, 20 years of strength, 20 years of complementary among all of us Caribbean nations. The main thing about ALBA is that it's speaking to the center, to the most important of the human survival from the humankind challenges, and it is formulated solutions to these challenges. There is no other organization in the world that in a such a short time had achieved so much for so many countries and for so many people as ALBA TCP. There's not only a small group of friends, but a solidarity group that is standing strong in the defense of our brothers and sisters and is assuring that the strength of the capitalism and the neo-capitalism won't be defeating us, won't defeat our solidarity and our sovereignty as nations. As a matter of fact, the current situation of the world led us to be more united. I was just in the meeting. I suggest that in today's we need to move forward and to make a progress, and this is a characteristic of the ALBA summit, because in a transparent way we've been discussing subjects that are an agenda from every single one of our countries. Our brother of Bolivia shared with us some important aspects, and listen to him, we can see that we need to strengthen the determination to express our solidarity with the government of Bolivia. We've been hearing the struggle from all the countries of Nicaragua, by example, in this private meeting that we held, that we and I say to our friends that we stand still, the determination to help in the fight of Nicaragua. You can be sure that we are supporting you, and then our country will be in solidarity with all of you. We, we can't come with such engagement without speaking about the blockade against the Cuban people. Cuba has not other thing but good into the world, only gave good things to the world. However, the blockade against Cuba had affected millions of lives. And us as a world, we cannot sit still and allow that only one country impose these actions, terrible actions, upon a brother nation. And I say to the president that there's nothing that can avoid us from strengthening and deepen our relationships and our solidarity and our love by the Cuban people and the Cuban Revolution. And I speak for myself personally, but I also speak for all my brothers and sisters that are standing still in solidarity for the solidarity with the Cuban people. We have any doubt in our minds, not even a single doubt, that Cuba will be victorious, and we will see it rising against the blockade. We need to continue our fight. We need to know that from where is justice, we will continue fighting, and Cuba is not alone. We are Cuba, always Cuba. We are here in Caracas, Venezuela. There is a movement in the world currently where the opposition parties or in the social media want to connect with the voters of his country, but only are dependent in the external influence to make a change in the elections of the country. In Venezuela, of course, we've been seeing how have they been suffering of this. The opposition parties are losing, and in the case of Venezuela, the United Socialist Party of Venezuela obtains the victory, and we can see that the sanctions are increasing upon Venezuela. But how can we face this as citizens of the world? This is not an ideology subject, it's a principle subject of justice and equity. The world needs to be standing in solidarity and to defend the Venezuelan people. Why should we allow that only one country impose suffering upon a country and we continue with our life with the same path to have solidarity with Venezuela, to defend the democracy of Venezuela? Is not to say that we are opposing to the United States. It's saying that we support the justice. And I say to President Maduro, I appreciate the highest appreciation, Mr. President, and I want to thank you for the way that you have conducted this nation. You've done extraordinary work to unite the Venezuelan people through these difficult times. And I know the President, Hugo Chavez, is very pleased in the manner which you have conducted the affairs of Venezuela, but sometimes you have someone who in this life that is a student. And at the moment that you depart this world, the student takes our place. And that's, but that wasn't the case of the President Maduro, because you have stand still and faithful to the Bolivarian Revolution. And we know that the Venezuelan people will continue to harvest the fruits of the Bolivarian Revolution thanks to the spirit and this fight of the Bolivarian Revolution. And we, Dominica, stand in solidarity with the people and the revolution of Venezuela, and do not believe that we won't be in solidarity with the Venezuelan people. We will always be in solidarity with the Venezuelan people. There's too much job to do in the ALBA, and we have to create the time to do it. We need the time to participate in the political dialogue. We need to define the current challenges and also the solutions to these challenges. But there is no organization really in this hemisphere that is focused and is so practical as the ALBA TCP. Who would thought that we will celebrate the 20th anniversary of the solidarity and to go upon the poverty subject or the education subjects, the economical development, the agriculture. We continue together in this fight. We'll always continue to fight with ALBA TCP, and of course, we hope to celebrate our success uh, when we come closer to the 20th anniversary of the ALBA TCP. And I'm sure that we will see that in the future generations, because we planted the seeds and they're growing, they're blooming, and it's up to us, this generation, to pass this fight, to solve the South Hemisphere, to avoid these subjects without compromise our principles, because the people who runs the opposition that is progressive, this, they can be against the government, but a lot of them are supporting subjects that are helping to develop the region. In the solidarity with the rest of the region, Dominica is pleased to be a part of the ALBA. We will continue to be, because we do believe that it is in service of the greatest goals and objectives. That's why, Mr. President, we wish you well in the upcoming elections. I'm not here to interfere in the domestic affairs of any country, but I want to say, from where I sit, I want to say that the world needs men like Nicolás Maduro in this position, in this chart. The region needs the voices, the brave voices, and the brave actions of someone like Nicolás Maduro to continue in the head of this country. Not, we're not going to make a campaign in Venezuela, but we're going to be really aware, and we hope that the victory is ours, and the victory will be for the people of Venezuela, and the victory will be for the United Socialist Party of Venezuela, and you will continue to be the president of Venezuela. Thank you very much. Well, I appreciate and I thank the generous words of this young man, but already strong and experimental leader from the Caribbean, Roosevelt Skerrit. and all the strength of 20 years. Alba seeking solutions, practical solutions to the subjects of energy and food and health and education, technology and science. And with all this experience, the 2030 agenda from now forward to articulate the agenda 2013 with the United Nations Agenda 2030 to move forward with faith and confidence that the Venezuelan people will transcend the history and will continue to be the winner. We will see the stand to a great comrade from Alba that is on his wedding anniversary